Welcome back to the episode. We are in space and we're gonna scan a few planets. We are already in the Silean Nebula cluster. It is related to the Elcor, and I wanted to, there you go, wanted to read this one, Ate Bolos. So, farthest out from Teyolia, Artibolos is a low-density planet peppered with outdated mining facilities and a few independent mechanical contractors. The unmanned mining scouts that first surveyed the planet conveyed positive reports based on the light gravity, gentle atmospheric pressure, and easily penetrable crust of silica and salt. Neither methane pockets nor low temperatures were barriers to the Asari, but after centuries of mining, the veins of genuinely valuable minerals are gone and all but a few inhabitants have departed. Nevos. First discovered by Asari pioneers in 430 CE, Nevos is a vibrant garden planet and home to a thriving Asari colony. Sandy beaches and romantic twin moons fuel a bustling tourism economy, while practical and secretive corporate matters are handled in spiraling arcologies built along towering cliffs. Even though it has been colonized for centuries, Nevos feels a frontier away from regulation and oversight. Consequently, a number of influential political lobbies have established sizable presences on the planet. Quirezia. A typical hydrogen-helium gas giant, Quirezia serves as a naval resource for fuel gathering and magnetic field discharge. The planet is surrounded by a band of 7 large moons that form the Necklace, a reference to a legendary jewel owned by the ancient Asari queen, for which Quirezia was named. Quirezia's orbit places it within the system's frost line, where gas giants do not usually form, and for this reason the planet is believed to be an extrasolar capture. The alternative, that its orbit is decaying, is a horrifying prospect to the tourism and immigration boards of Nevos, since they would be in the gas giant's eventual path. And Loxia. Or Loxia. Loxia is a small terrestrial planet tightly locked to Teyolia. Due to its low mass and relatively small size, Loxia has an exceptionally fast stellar orbit. The planet's light atmosphere consists mainly of argon and krypton, which occasionally produces long, thin bands of luminescence along the twilight border. Loxia's crust is mainly igneous rock with wide salt flats and occasional deposits of potassium. Right, and I'm looking for a fuel station in this environment. And there has to be one, or like a broken thing at least. How am I gonna get back here without the right amount of fuel? Sometimes you have to go like on the orbit path a little bit. Let's see. Oh, there's something.
I found something.
Yeah, before we go back we have to refuel. Not enough, but it's alright. Oh wait, 30. That means there could be something on the other planet. Okay, there's this one. Nevos. Come on. Rings of Alune. There you go. That one was scanned. Yeah. I mean, there could be something on the outer ring there too. I'm not quite sure though. Nothing there. And this one. I have to be quick before the Reapers are coming. What's this one? Could be a possible war asset. And credits. Okay. Don't have anything against it. It's just that I don't know what to buy with that.
Evasion success. successful.
So, let's get to Phontes. That is a large system. Okay, nothing gets triggered. And on the outside, that one is called Sangel. When Dekuuna government learned that the Reapers had returned, they evacuated everyone on Sangel's helium-free recovery platforms. The sizable hydrogen helium gas giant was abandoned, its workers relocated to Dekuuna. The move was ostensibly made because the Elcor homeworld was a more defensible position. In reality, it may have been motivated by a subconscious herding instinct, as most grazing creatures come together in large groups when predators are near. And Oltan. The first mission to Oltan, Dekuuna's moon, was a century in the making. Elcor's leaders felt resources for space travel could be better used on their homeworld, and it took decades of persuasion to secure project funding. Archaic harvesting stations that recovered helium-free from the moon's regoliths were still functioning when the Reapers invaded, and the Elcor stationed there were able to flee the system. And Dekuuna. Can we land there, or do we have a scanning mission? Nothing. That's weird. The Elcor homeworld Dekuuna overflows with natural resources protected by law, from large deposits of precious metals to vast forests. The Elcor themselves live in the rich grasslands near the equator. The majority of Dekuuna's settlements are tucked within this belt, as the conservative Elcor feel little desire to build outside their comfort zone. Their twin capitals are for migrants from the wet season to the dry season, a traditional made obsolete by modern technology, but still observed. After the destruction of the Elcor navy, Reapers moved in their ground troops to occupy the city. This has taken longer than most civilized worlds, as the Elcor have spread out into smaller, distant settlements, reflecting their preference for close-knit family communities instead of densely packed cities. I think we have to scan it, and then we have to just get something off Dekuuna. A landing is sadly not required. But yeah, Elcor don't seem to get that much love here. Same as with the Hana. And Drell. Talune. Talune is named after the first Elcor settlement in recorded history. The planet's name roughly translates to the deep and restful meadowland, which is somewhat of a misnomer given that Talune's thick, crushing atmosphere keeps its surface boiling hot and the air is a noxious mixture of carbon dioxide and helium. So, does your voice get higher? And you die. Lenuamund. Lenuamund's scorching hot surface is composed of lime with deposits of copper. It has faint traces of a nitrogen atmosphere. The Elcor have left it untouched, aside from orbital probes that monitor the planet in case anything noteworthy should one day occur. Alright, let's scan from over here. Oh, so we got the moon and the planet. That's good. Do we get a fuel station later though? Nothing. Nothing. There. Elcor Flotilla. Nice. Can't be far. Can't be far. There. Code of the Ancients. So, no, the real question is, let's just fly around there. Okay, this is our fuel station, and then we're gonna leave that system. Oh, yeah, they're coming.
Reapers eluded.
The thing is, we are luring the Reapers towards the systems and everything gets destroyed, I think. Maybe scanning like that would not be a right thing to do. Because in reality that would probably have extremely bad impacts. So, Phoros. Phoros is a hydrogen gas giant, tinted orange by swirling bands of ammonia and sulfur. Its 4 moons hosted small spaceports used to mine the moons and the nearby Halimar asteroid belt. Unfortunately, Phoros was an early target of the Reapers. They made short work of the lunar outposts. On sensors, no survivors or Reapers' forces are immediately obvious, but Phoros' ring system is filled with dust and ice that would allow concealment. And there's something over here.
I found something.
Guess, yeah. What's this thing? Rife with volcanic activity and scorched by the nearby orange star Nahuala, Aggesia is an unforgiving and ever-shifting puzzle box of a planet. Ceaseless solar winds and magnetic bombardment have thinned Aggesia's atmosphere, but these features are actually a boon in wartime. Powerful magnetic fields and large quantities of airborne volcanic ash make many forms of scanning difficult, allowing the Asari to hide valuable palladium and molybdenum mines needed for the war effort. Aggesia's sheltered underground colonies remain untouched by the Reapers, at least for the moment. And Hyetiana, or Hyetiana. Hyetiana serves as a bastion of research for the Asari, boasting multiple observation outposts, glacial drilling stations, and educational institutions. While the planet's average temperature hovers near freezing, the equatorial band contains oceans and many freshwater rivers. Xenobiologists of all stripes often visited the planet as its expansive facilities were a haven for life sciences. The Reapers destroyed Hyetiana spaceports and its ununiformed defense forces. As with other Asari planets, the Reapers forces the heavily biotic population into surrender through threats of massive retaliation rather than assault by husks alone. And the Reapers are coming. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. What do we get? Serrice guard. Interesting. Like the one that make the armor. 50% is good. Perfect. And time to get to the next
Faster than light jump successful.
Loropi. Oi. That is a big one. Yasilium. Yasilium is a minor rock planet that has not quite cleared the ring of debris at the edge of Loropi's orbits. It is believed to be an extrasolar capture for several centuries. Yasilium supported a succession of mining colonies, first iridium, then titanium, and finally light metals like bauxite and alumina. The planet was abandoned long before the Reaper invasion. And there could be fuel stations right here. And we found something.
Signal
Right here. Wreckage. What do we got here? What is this? The Asari once had enormous solar collectors around the bluish-white A0V star Loropi, using the star's considerable heat to create anti-protons for military starship fuel. Now all that can be detected is scrap. Reapers emerged from dark space near the Silean Nebula cluster and established a front in Loropi System. The Asari fleet that guarded what used to be known as a Stopa station cannot be found. It is scattered and destroyed. One can only hope that the backup reactors in the Phontes system do not fall, or the Asari fleet will have precious little fuel. And Paphos. Paphos, a hydrogen-helium gas giant with a significant amount of nitrogen, is named for a prominent Asari lawgiver. Her treatise on the reluctance of democracies to go to war with other democracies formed a key tenet of Asari political theory that led to Thessia's modern golden age. The planet itself was only notable for orbital stations that fueled transport ships by skimming deuterium and helium-free. The Reapers destroyed the stations, killing the inhabitants. Okay, so there's nothing there. There is this one moon over here. I think we need to get that one. Don't we? Yep. Or there's something in the dark space over here. It's not that dark if there's a huge sun going about. Of course there's a Reaper right next to me. That's not good. I don't like that, because for a split second you actually can't move if you leave that window over here. Alright, and we go. So, the Silean Nebula is now at 100%. We got all of the stuff. Should be good. Do the Reapers come in here? No, you can scan as much as you want, because this is like main mission related. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Yeah, Ninma cluster. Do I have anything else inside the Ninma cluster? No, wait a minute. This is Dekuuna. This is Dekuuna. Good. The rings of Alune we also got. The Cerberus cipher. I have no clue when I will be able to get that one. Maybe later, but CSEC officer needs updated ciphers to break Cerberus codes. I haven't gotten that cipher yet. I do not know if the ciphers can be obtained later, or if I lost them on the way. Because I finished so many other side missions already, that kind of feels weird. Alrighty. Let's land back, or dock on the Normandy. Normandy. Dock with the Normandy on Alliance docks.
You're cleared to dock, Normandy. Do you need...
I'll handle it.
Yes, Commander.
So, first we look a little on the map here. There's nothing over here. Asari Counselor still over there. Number 4, an Ambassador. We need to talk with this one.
I'd like to request a transfer to a zone with Reaper, Sergeant. And may I ask why you...
The only one that actively wants to fight Reapers.
Spectre status recognized. One moment, please.
Alright, number 4. Where's that there. This one seems new. This one is not new. Okay. Oh, this one. The thing is, it just says Ambassador, and it should be... I wanted to say Turian, but no, it's not Turian. Elcor Ambassador.
We got your people off Dekuuna, Ambassador.
Utterly sincere. Thank you for your assistance, Commander. This is not a debt we can repay.
Were you able to evacuate any civilians?
Yes.
How many?
Not enough.
Dude, that's sad.
After heavy fighting, Alliance forces were able to restore power to a vital fuel depot on Silean.
Okay, this is actually really weird. Like, you just stop talking and then we go... Okay. That's not nice. Huerta Memorial has a consultant. Okay. That is weird. Looks like we have to check on the Huerta Memorial now. we're gonna get through everything that has changed. So
Now arriving at Huerta Memorial Hospital.
Excuse me. I recovered the rings of Alune. They're waiting in Bay D24.
That's wonderful. Thank you. My people will treat this miraculous find as a call to support their local hospitals. Yes, I'm seeing increased turnout as well. We may actually make it through this war.
nice. So that was that one. Jacob is still here, waiting, probably reacting the same way. And an angry Elcor. Yeah, that was the thing.
Spectre status recognized. One moment.
Angry Elcors. That's the thing.
Now arriving at ward level purgatory.
Why is he angry?
I recovered the code of the ancients from Dekuuna. It's waiting for you in Bay D24.
With shock and joy. Really, this is wonderful news. Thank you, human. Sincerely, this will greatly aid our people. With sincere gratitude, thank you, human.
Okay, that's good. So, what up next? Leona's still there. James and Zaeed are still standing there. Only one we can't really interact with is
Spectre status recognized.
oh boy.
Please.
Let's just check on the embassy again and look at the
Now
message
arriving
terminal.
at Silean Embassy.
If Miranda had any updates. No, that's not it. Nothing. Okay. Hey, look at that. Transfer authority, Private Talavi. Private Talavi has requested a transfer to a unit actively engaged against Reaper hostiles. A note from Sergeant Olembe says that Private Talavi is an exceptional engineer, recommending her for duty on a team set to sabotage Reaper processing centers. Spectre Authority would fast-track this request. I mean, if she's a good engineer and if this is supposed to work, then yeah, why not? But wasn't this Talavi that wanted to fight against the Reapers the one that ran away from the Gaff? The Gaff from Cerberus. Okay, so Asari Huntress weapon permit. They need a permit? Huntress Antigone is a patient at Huerta Memorial Hospital. She's currently on stress leave due to a mission on the human colony of Tiptree, where she was forced to kill a human civilian to prevent both of them from being discovered by Reaper forces. Tigoni has repeatedly requested a permit to carry weapons on the Citadel. The request has been denied because Tigoni's paranoia and the possibility of self-inflicted harm. Spectre Authority can override these security measures and grant Tigoni the right to a firearm. Oh no! Ah! Oh! Not good. I'm a supporter of free will, but I know exactly where this is going to end. But then again, what if she doesn't do it? What if she doesn't? Okay, so this is a really bad thing. A really bad thing. Citadel Defense Force, update number 1. And Allied 3rd Fleet. I have to look into this. See where this goes. She probably committed suicide or something, so we lost a little bit of points. But we are here to fight the Reapers, and that means our whole attitude towards them is free will versus programmed order. And that's basically what happens here.
Please select a destination.
Yeah. We're gonna go back to the Normandy real quick. I want to look in the war assets and
Now arriving at docking bay D24.
I think afterwards I could have a little bit of shore leave.
Sergeant, I have a little brother.
Yeah.
He went off planet to try
And that little brother is wearing a Cerberus armor. And you don't want to fight him because of this. But someone else would. Just something to keep in mind.
Commander.
So, anything here? Nope.
Commander.
Ay, 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 ay. So, war terminal. Alien stuff. Not the terminal fleet, the Elcor Flotilla. The Elcor Flotilla possesses a few cruisers and carriers, but its real value is troop transport. Because of their shape, the Elcor carry shoulder-mounted heavy weapons. The iron systems handle reloading and targeting and ammunition selecting. It is not unusual to see a troop of Elcor soldiers toting rocket launchers, chain guns, and other intimidating weapons on their backs as if they weigh nothing at all. Yeah, and that the AI just does its thing. Look at this. 7,500 seems to be the maximum, and we are just overstepping by a long shot. Voller's bombing fleet. Volers prefer air power in conflicts, counting on the Turians for ground support. They maintain several flotillas of heavy bomber frigates capable of warfare in any atmosphere. And the Citadel Defense Force. The Council created the Citadel Defense Force to support Shepard in the war against the Reapers. The CDF includes ships and soldiers from every Council race. Complements from a few species without official memberships status have also quietly joined. After the attempted coup, no offer of assistance is being turned away by the Council on its advisors. Update. An increase in refugees on the Citadel depleted resources that might have otherwise gone to defense systems and personnel. Another update. Civilians volunteering at emergency clinics help to save lives by processing patients, assisting doctors, and taking some of the burden off the Citadel's overtaxed medical staff. Warning. People on the Citadel to prepare for the war has improved civilian readiness, and doctors at Huerta Memorial Hospital were discouraged by their failure to prevent the suicide of an Asari commander in their care. This one, that's on our hands. And another update. Commander Shepard restored duty pay to spouses and family of active service people, improving morale on the Citadel. A con artist exploiting refugees was thrown off the Citadel, security improved on the docks as a result. Spectre authorization released medical supplies from customs to Huerta Memorial Hospital, improving the quality of patient care. We did an awful lot. A Spectre gave CSEC permission to tap into surveillance on private citizens. CSEC used the footage to make several arrests, improving security. CSEC was authorized to train a civilian militia, strengthening their defense forces. Housing was found for students from Quirezia Academy, too young to work on the Prothean device. These gifted teenagers have been helping, however, by dealing with any repetitive problems that can't be delegated to VIs. CSEC is focusing on smaller crimes and misdemeanors. This has spread their forces thin, decreasing efficiency when dealing with larger threats. And for some reason I misclicked on this one. But anyway. Update. After reassurance that keeping money in the bank is critical to the war effort, Volus merchants are making donations to relieve efforts on defense forces on the Citadel. Geth jamming frequencies upgraded the Citadel's automated defense systems, and schematics recovered by Commander Shepard are helping CSEC easily locate and shut down active turrets left by Cerberus on the Citadel. And schematics of advanced biotic amplifiers from Quirezia Academy increase the endurance of the Asari under fire. The Book of Plenix declares that every Volus must aid those in need during times of want. News of the book's recovery inspired many Volus citizens to donate generous amounts of Citadel charities and defense funds. Update. Elcor rejoiced when the Code of the Ancients was recovered. With hope restored, they rallied to help move supplies on the Citadel for the war effort. and the recovery of the rings of Alune, named after the revered Asari physician, inspired Asari civilians to volunteer at Citadel refugee clinics and hospitals. I think you could have gotten a few more points if you wouldn't get the defense spreading thin part and the suicide stuff. Anyway, so next up, the Alliance Engineering Corps. I think we got this one before. It's one of those updates in here. AEC, yes. Prothean data drives discovered by Sonex Industries have been turned over to Alliance engineers. I think this must have been the one. Prothean artifacts, known as the Obelisk of Kaza, is inscribed with specific technical terms and measurements useful in decrypting the blueprints to the Crucible. Alliance scientists analyzed a Prothean sphere recovered from the Hades Nexus, gathered useful data from their research. The base of Hesperia period statue is covered in Prothean writing. Translations have proven useful to engineers working on the Prothean device. A lot of those updates are actually recent side missions. So, Alliance First Fleet. What's this one? SSV Agincourt was one of many Alliance ships that saved the colony world Elysium from the pirates and slavers during the Silean Blitz in 2167. In order to stay with his vessel and crew, its captain refused promotion after the Blitz. The Leipzig, that's the thing that we already know, the thing with the Thanix cannon. This fleet lost a third of its vessels protecting the Council during the Battle of the Citadel 2 years ago. Unfortunately, the Alliance did not have time to rebuild the fleet to its previous strength before the Reaper invaded. There. Improved treatments for chemical burns are being implemented by Alliance doctors and medics. That is the one. And what about this thing on Arcturus? SSV Nairobi is part of a top-line cruiser with a showroom finishing. No, Nairobi is something that I know already. This fleet lost a third of its vessels protecting the Council during the No. And the last one. Human forces fighting Cerberus took losses due to, in part, a shortage of engineers in the Alliance third fleet. So why is there all of a sudden a shortage of engineers? Human forces fighting Cerberus took losses. Oh, it's connected. It is connected. So you can decide to let this engineer, whatever it was, fight either Reapers or Cerberus. And in this case, that's the result of it. That one that was complaining about her brother having Cerberus armor and whatnot. And our Spectre decision making had an influence on that last part here in particular. Alright, what about the next thing? Zaeed Massani, there you go. Zaeed Massani has a reputation as one of the most relentless and efficient mercenaries in the Terminus systems. Cerberus contacted Massani a few months after the Collectors were destroyed and offered him a job. Negotiations ended badly, and Massani now seeks out jobs that oppose his former employer's interests. He brings years of experience and finely honed survival skills to the fight against the Reapers. But how and what's the name of his gun? Because he's probably going to use that one again. So, the science team, not so much. Asari's second fleet, what's this? A group of Asari mercenaries sent by a matriarch friend of the commander have volunteered their services. They'll ride with the second fleet, deploying the combat zones as required. That is a theta, probably. Shepard passed Reaper code fragments to Asari High Command. An isolated copy will help predict Reaper movements. Okay. Both of those side missions, recent ones. And Asari 6 fleet. The Library of Ashar contains definitive works by Asari on the art of war. These texts have been distributed as a standard training manual to all Asari recruits. And Armali sniper unit, something that we just got from scanning a planet, I think. The Armali sniper unit is an elite team of Asari commandos who favor long-distance engagement. Some of the unit's soldiers have augmented themselves with strength-boosting cybernetic implants, allowing them to fire heavy guns like the 39 kg M98 Widow anti-material rifle with incredible precision. By the way, they just use like biotics to carry stuff. Maybe it's a bit too... Yeah, maybe they have to use this a bit too much, and it's very strenuous using biotics constantly. So, Serrice Guard. The Serrice Guard set out to stop Bloodpack mercenaries attempting to enslave Asari colonies in the Terminus systems. After a ship-to-ship fight, the commandos and mercs crash-landed. With no means to contact Thessia, the surviving Asari continued to engage the grounded Bloodpack, whittling down the frustrated slavers with traps, ambushes, and nighttime offensives. After 9 days and more than 100 casualties, the Bloodpack surrendered, and the mercenaries were astonished to learn they had only been battling 5 Asari commandos. Although the Guard downplayed their heroics, they became instant celebrities upon their return to Thessia. Really? Infighting is now the thing that gets celebrated. Krogan. Some Krogan clans. What's so special about these? Commander Shepard's interview with Diana Allas about bringing the Krogan into the Reaper War cast the Krogan in a favorable light, which drew even more of the clans to the Allied forces' banner. Fierce toxin-immune creatures, known as Cagliosaurs, that's the one, once used as battle mounts by the Krogan, have been cloned from the fossilized Cagliosaur skull discovered by Commander Shepard. And now they have arrived. Perfect. And the Turians. What about these? And the 6th Fleet. An update. Commander Shepard recovered a neurotoxin formula from a Cerberus lab, using it to make an antidote for a poisoned Turian general. And that's it. Good. Awful lot of war stuff. Now we know what to do. Maybe we do even have the occasional codex entry available.
Commander Shepard.
Oh. And maybe I do have to look into the side missions real quick. How many do we have? 3. This can be done on the Citadel, and I know how. This one, I do not know how. Maybe the mission for this comes up later, but it's kind of weird. Maybe in order to finish this, I have to go to a very specific, find the ciphers and deliver them to him at the Citadel embassy. I know where the guy is, but I wasn't able to talk to him. So either I don't have the ciphers. But how do I find this stuff? Maybe I have to look into it and see if this is a side mission that plops up in the future, though. Righty. Okay, the Citadel's over here. We're not gonna land on it right now. We're gonna land on it in the next episode. So for now, like and subscribe, of course, as usual. And ta-ta.